Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Andrews and Eastern. So, I wasn't planning to stream this early into the in-game day. I was planning to play out a little more, but we upgraded Snowbird and the Nantahala Health Place. Yeah, we upgraded those to Tier 5, and it turns out there's a lot of cars. In order to get to the cars we need to build our outbound trains, we gotta clear the ones for Snowbird first. So that's what we're doing. It was a lot of cars. And of course we also have 2 trains running at once elsewhere. You see, not only do we have these trains we're trying to build right now, but we've got our eastbound passenger train. We've got a westbound passenger train that's probably ready to go now. This uses a couple of the repaired cars, and then yeah, it's close enough. A couple of the repaired cars in a caboose. And we've got our switcher here building another train. So, yeah. Lots of prep early on. We're probably going to leave Train 10 to its own devices for a bit. And that way we can focus on what's going on in Andrews, where there's a lot more happening. And then somewhere, yeah, we've also got... Well, we should have the pulpwood train getting ready to leave, unless that's still setting itself... Yeah, it's still setting itself up. But once we get air tied in, it should be ready to go. We'll at least get these cars up to the head end. And that way the next outbound train can grab them. And then we'll send it on its way. Hope everyone watching had a happy and safe 4th of July. Fireworks, you never know. But, well, I stopped those cars a bit too far. So we're gonna... Alright, let's set 2 handbrakes there. And then we will have this engine take these 1,400 tons out of the yard and just bring them into this yard for a bit. And that'll clear the way for our Nantahala local. We'll just tack these onto the end of the outbound train. Those cars, I guess, are going to wait till the afternoon pulpwood train. And there will be an afternoon pulpwood train. 28 cars a day. That's a lot of pulpwood. There's going to be an afternoon train. And pretty much every car we've got on this end of the facility is ready to go out. Don't have any spare power here. You can grab these. Oh. One of those is going to need to go with these. So We'll make sure that gets shuffled over. We want that to go with these other cars. Hey, where are you going? No. Don't go that way. Go the other way. It was probably griping because this train was in the way. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of work now that Tier 5 is in effect. And that's true for Snowbird, and it's true for the Nantahala Talc and Limestone. And that's still on the old track layout. So switching that is going to take a while. Especially if we have to deal with another train. Speaking of which, let's get you ready to go. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bouncing back and forth here. Grab those cars. Grab the ones in the Yad, and then head west. We'll still let the main freight train take care of Hardwood and Alarka Junction. It's just more convenient to switch them from the other direction. Now we send you around to grab that. Although you might interfere with this train, we'll see. Yeah, too hard. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the back of the train just so it stays out of the way of all the coal hoppers. Somehow one ended up over there. That car will roll, and then we can go get the rest. Obviously, we don't want it to roll too far, though. I know this is not a usual stream day for me. Thank you to anyone who comes and watches anyway. Again, this is mostly to make sure that we can get this map cleared out before the next update hits and makes everything harder. Now that we're probably about to have a bunch of trains moving at once, I'll waypoint you again. Alright, now grab those cars, and then we'll grab those cars, and then plop those onto those cars. And that way, 34 can take all of that back to interchange when it goes to pick up its train. 46 can just stick around with its cars. Once 10 gets those cars, it'll be ready to head out. But one handbrake there. You grab all that. With all that settled, you should be prepared to head out to Nantahala, where hopefully you'll fit. I don't think you'll fit. We might have to put you in the siding to start your switching. And of course it's the first two cars that need to go back, so you can't really have a lot of handle when you're switching. Got T1, T2, T3. Yeah, lots of cars going to Talc now. Tier 5ing that one may have been a mistake, given that, well, as my thing up here shows, we only need up to Tier 3. Sounds like a good joint. So I'm going to take all those over to the outbound. Lots of jumping back and forth right now. One thing to note, I really don't think that this train is going to make it up Red Marble, so we will have to get a helper. Unfortunately, we don't really have a helper. We do, however, have an extra engine sitting around here now because he's done. And, well, actually, we're going to have to take another engine and fill him up with coal and water, but then he'll be ready to go do stuff. For now, let's waypoint this engine as far as Brooks. We'll send 10 to Brooks to meet whatever the next train coming is. And then we'll have to watch and see if we can take it further. Meanwhile, back on the other end of the railroad. Oh, what fun it is to have so much railroad, and just to think we haven't even gotten to Whittier yet. And if we look here at Nantahala, yeah, we just have a couple cars. Oh yeah, and one of the cars ready to go at Union Lumber is the Hotbox one. Which means that whichever train gets it is going to be stuck at 15 miles an hour for a bit. I suspect what we'll end up doing is having 55 help 10's train up, and then take its train up, or vice versa. On a side note, has anyone actually heard when the next Railroader update is dropping? And now you... put you at the head of the inbound cars. That way you can put yourself on the outbound ones. Just to make sure, yeah, you've got coal and water. You've got coal and water. I think 10 had coal and water. I might need to stop for water at Ullman, but until that point. Oh, and if you want to take a quick look at our scrapyard, that hopper is almost gone. Everything else, including the one coach I decided we didn't need, they're working on it. And we did get a payment last night for some of that scrapping. 2,500. And again, as that stuff gets scrapped, we'll get paid more. In the meantime, let's start figuring out what you need. So these ones are gonna go right there. The SH ones go to the back, so we'll need to shove those away. And everything else comes to the front. I hope we've got enough space on tracks for all of these. That could get interesting. Yeah, but yeah, lots of cars at tier 5, and we haven't, and our pulpit is still coming in. For now, we'll get you to drop these cars off. You'll have time to do that and get out of the way before 34 heads out. And actually, since the rear cars are going for repairs, we need to waypoint it here. Then we'll have all the cars going to interchange, and then we'll have these two which go on the head of our outbound cut. Which would be that, then those, and then those. Not sure why they're split there. Oh. Yeah, stop. You went too fast. And yes, I noticed that WNCRR is streaming pretty quick as well. So, anyone who wants to switch to that, thank you for pre-gaming. Pre-streaming? Is that a thing? Go watch someone else's stream before the big stream? I don't know. Guess I could have pushed this till later tonight if I really wanted to. And I do have more Denmark content coming. It will take a little bit. I probably won't be able to record voiceovers for the next few days because of, well, fireworks everywhere. So now I'll take this cut. We'll want to wait to break it, but we'll take those and put them over so we can run around them later, and then we'll deal with all this. Yeah, that barely all fits. In fact, I'm willing to bet those coal cars won't all fit. And we'll probably have to switch them a couple times. Which might be the case with the SH cars as well. The PL ones I think will be fine. Fortunately, we do have plenty of pulpwood stocked up for now. We'll be able to get more before we run out. And of course, there will probably be a mid to late afternoon interchange as well, which will just make things even more interesting. Just to check where everything is. I think these two trains are going to end up passing at Wester, so let's line one into the siding. To me. We'll do this one manually so we can kick cars. That was very much too soon and too much. Let's leave this car since we'll also need to get from this side. And in the meantime, we'll start taking those cars over there. And I think you go far enough for now. Twelve's made it to where it needs to go. Actually, it rolled a little too far. I'm gonna shove this back a bit. Wasn't sure how far forward I needed to send it. Dump it there. Yes, you did all fit on that track. And then you can start taking stuff up. And 55 is still making its way uptown. Uptown? Is that the right word? I don't know. And sometime this afternoon we'll get over to see about getting those next few cars ready. For the time being, while we wait for the world to regenerate, we'll see what kind of payoff we get. We are pretty close to paying off all of our loan. We'll probably be able to do that today. Cars dropped off. Oh, you need to stop. You're supposed to stop, sir. 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 Please. Oh. Bugger. We will deal with that later. All those cars actually ended up on one track. Nice. And yeah, I think we can probably tell 10. We'll have 10 advanced to Almond for now. 12 is just gonna have to wait for the pulpit cars to finish loading. Everything's getting loaded up with pulpit at once. And we've got a bunch of cars here being fixed. Don't think all of these go to the same place, but I could be wrong. We've got cars going every which way, so... Well, that's right. That's the one that got super munched. Last few. And then I guess for now, Nantahala. Well, we'll start at Topton. I just realized I never checked to make sure that all the cars on 55's train were oiled, so we're actually going to start with that here. But I haven't heard 55 screaming they've got a hot box either. And they were sitting for a while, so they should have had a chance to get things oiled. If you saw a message saying hot box, then let me know. But in the meantime, the Topton. And remember, folks, be like Jesus. Jesus saves. I think this is going to be one of my faster switches for this place, but it probably helps that I had two trains doing it at once. And yeah, I gotta do something about that too. Meanwhile, yep, Westeros a good spot for that meet. And everything else is more or less just waiting now. sure. Nope, okay. Well, we'll just leave that there. And we can do something about that once the other cars empty out. In the meantime, let's actually run over to... Am I still here? I am. Yes. We're gonna give our little adorable little 440 another job. We're gonna have it fill up our new switcher. Too far. Once you know, it turns out it's kind of hard to see things when you got a big map in the way. Who would have thought? Yeah, I think 35's actually, or 34's actually gonna have to wait at Topton because there's not really a lot of other places. Please stop slipping. Not really a lot of other places to put it, and 55 I think is actually gonna have to take the main siding at Nanta. Well, we might be able to squeeze them both into the main siding at Nantahala. But I think it's gonna be academic because I don't think 34 can reach Nantahala in time. I'm just gonna leave that. Well, no, I wanna set it the other way. And again, this isn't a very high priority task, so we're probably going to end up leaving it here for a bit. While we go deal with other things. And it's at its hiding point. And 55 is where it needs to be. Yep, what I thought. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is, since it's just these cars, we're going to block the main line. Which I know is not great, but we'll be able to clear it before everything else gets in the way. A little more. Yeah, we're really going to be blocking it now. I sure hope I was right about getting out of 30's way. Speaking of which, how's 30 doing on water? Do we need to make it stop for water? It's doing fine on water. Just missed. Spout's not so far back on this engine. There we go. And hey look, all your cars fit. So now I'll just deal with that one. We're going to take manual control, because I think we can do it a little faster in person. Although while I'm thinking of it, we'll go touch up these bearings. Oh yeah, see, that one just about burned on us. We'll just get them up a little bit. And that one almost burned on us. Minor miracles, praise the Lord. Our pulpwood cars are gradually getting fixed up. There we go. So now that one's done. Let's go look at 46 again for a bit. Ten, I think, could use some water, so we'll go ahead and water up. Never really checked the bearings on these cars either. But once again, the auto engineer usually does a pretty good job of bearing them, or of oiling things up. Clear it to lesser. And I'll get you into the siding. You can't cause any issue. Well, I shouldn't say that. If I say that, it will cause an issue somehow. That one on the main for a bit. Perfectly timed meet here. Just quick check to make sure I don't have any switches going wacky. Does not appear to be the case. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed, take a look at how much money we got now. I do want to keep a bit of reserve in case we have some sort of emergency expense, but it's looking pretty good so far. Now then, can you get back there? In real life, that would not be clear, but in-game, yeah. The term Adam Clear exists for a reason. Of course, the other question is, are we going to be able to get this train in the hole when 35 or 34 is ready to come through? 12 is just going to have to wait for a little bit, though. We can do a little bit. We can get ready to take the first cut of cars. Trains in motion. Now, where do all these cars go? So that one goes to Walker. I wonder how that one ended up here. Those two go to Hemingway, but I think this one's another Graham. So we're gonna have to sort those out once they're all fixed too. Quick moment of calm, which we're going to take to go find the one again. Nope. Oh, you can't actually waypoint onto the table. I guess we'll waypoint it close and then just watch. We're gonna pick a whistle at random. I feel like we got that one already. How about... That's an ugly one. That's the same. I think my whistle mods are, like, messed up. Whoever made these whistles, the real ones. Yeah, let's have some fun. Put the big boy whistle on the tiny engine. And we'll put it in the stall this time, just for convenience. Alright, let's go find 46 real quick. I'm just going to push all this up and out of the way. Alright, and then you go service. And we're gonna have to go find 55 and get it rolling. How are we gonna do this? I think there's going to be a lot of kicking involved. I'll say that much. And let me guess, angry streaming. Yep, angry is streaming. Well, once we get this track cut out, we might stop for the night then. Because I would kind of like to go support him. Not tonight, but in the future I should probably talk to Midland, because the content notifying his Discord for my stuff doesn't seem to be working. Which, on that note, if you are not already part of the Midland 1072 Productions Discord server, I recommend you go do that, because there's lots of cool stuff in there, and you don't want to miss it. At least, you shouldn't want to miss it. Oh man, this is so much train, and it's a local. Of course, the inconvenient catch is I've got cars at both the front and back of the train for this track. That car was still loading. Whew, a lot of passengers for Alarka Junction, huh? Let's say 2 cars? There it goes. There's the last one. Come on. I'm gonna take a moment, actually. I think we can get 10 to Nantahala pretty quick. Come on. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. That was very much not supposed to happen. I was in a bit of a rush there. I just bonked a couple cars. No. Stop. Roll the other way. I gave you a nice hard kick. There we go, should be fine now. Well, those cars, yeah, those cars really took it. That's not gonna be fun. Insurance is not gonna like me for that. And in the meantime, can 34 keep going? I haven't actually looked at it in a while. But I think the answer is yes, so... we will tell 34 to advance the edge of Nantahala. And we'll have 55 get in the hole and get out of the way. And then we're going to have to deal with 43, with getting the 2 passenger trains turned around as well. So much to do on this railroad. Eesh. And now they want to revamp this and add more. I guess if you're playing multiplayer, that makes sense. But for just me? Not so much. So you need to come to there. Actually, I'm going to take you even a little further than that to there. Try and make sure that we get the whole train out of the way. And while I'm at it, I will waypoint 10 all the way to the end of the siding at Nantahala. Try and keep it from slowing down at Hewitt. Of course, now our outbound cars are going to be blocking these cars. Not much I can do about that. But with things being a little quiet for the second, I think we are going to end the stream here. I want to go watch the Angry Rag Timer. Although we can't seem to decide what he's doing. So with that, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you have a safe holiday. I'll be back Tuesday to finish off this bit of switching. Till then, have a good night. Take care.